Hello, my lovely, beautiful souls. I am getting such a beautiful energy today, and it is all about spirit encouraging you to indulge in your senses, to explore your senses. And I got a couple of oracle cards to kind of set the tone for today's message. And the first one we got was number 20. Yes, confirmation, the answer is yes. So if there's anything that you have been wondering about or asking Spirit for lately, Spirit is saying the answer is yes. And then the other card that we got was 47, hydrate, which I thought was really interesting. So it says, give yourself the nourishment your body needs. Unconditional love starts with you. Only then can it be copiously extended to others around you. So we have health, recover, and nurture. And I love this photo as well, not photo, but this painting or picture, whatever you want to call it here. I don't know what style this is, but it's almost like a painting. And we have all of these cherry blossoms coming out of this tea here. So you could be someone who really enjoys a cup of tea every now and then. I know that I myself do. There's a blueberry lavender tea that I particularly enjoy at nighttime, and it is a favorite of mine. So there could be some sort of like, I'm hearing tea ceremony as well. So in Japan, it's very like the tea ceremonies there are very historical and rich historical context for why in the culture it's done by the people who live in that geographic area, and it holds a lot of symbolism, a lot of meaning for those people. And so, but I'm also getting here, it's like there's something about like a ceremony in your life through tea. Specifically, take that how it resonates. Maybe you have a tea set that you like to bring out and use, and not for really any special occasion, but maybe just because it's daily life. And do you want something a little extra nice for yourself, And this is what I'm talking about. It's like this idea that we are doing things, doing activities and experiences that allow us to tap into all five senses is what I'm getting. So sight, touch, taste, see, smell, right? I'm also hearing, oh my gosh, what is that? Chef Gusteau, anyone can cook. You know what I mean? For Ratatouille. I'm hearing that as well. It's like this idea of you could be someone who really enjoys cooking. Yeah. You're definitely someone who enjoys cooking, acts of service. Yeah, you're the type of person to where when you cook something for friends or a loved one and they're like, whoa, this is so amazing, this is really good. You're like, like, it was just a little something that I threw together. Like, you downplay it. Even though it's like this most amazing dish full of all of these beautifully like rich flavors coming together, and yet you downplay it. So you definitely are someone who loves the kitchen. I'm seeing someone like playing music in the kitchen as well. So like I was saying before, it's like spirit's calling you to be able to cook more, perhaps, is just an example, but something that allows you to indulge in these experiences, that allows you to tap into all of these sensory outlets of your body. You know what I mean? And whatever that means for you, right? It could also be going on hikes and being able to be very present. Yeah, there's like this big call to presence here while you're doing these things. Dragonflies could be significant as well. I just saw one flash in my mind, so that definitely could hold some significance for you at this time. I'm also getting here this energy of feeling like you have been on this quest. I don't know why I just heard quest, but there's been like this quest. There's been a journey, like Hobbit style is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Bilbo Baggins. Is that his name? Him kind of walking along this path with his little knapsack or whatever, and he's on this journey to the castle or wherever he's going. And you've been on this quest, this journey, to be able to embody more lightness of your heart, of your spirit, because I feel like by nature you have been a very serious person lately. And I say that like maybe since you were a teenager and on, you felt kind of trapped maybe by your family, by society, to be able, like it was expected of you to step into this spirit or this role of being very serious, so that others took you seriously, is what I'm getting. That's interesting. And when I was channeling through this message, it was this idea of having something returned with interest, like this ROI. And I feel for a lot of you, and I've kind of gotten this energy before, it's coming back really prevalent right now, is there's been this call to lightness from spirit, from your angels, from your higher self. Yeah, your higher self actually is really coming through right now. That's interesting. They're the ones who are saying they're delivering this message to you. Is your higher self wants to work with your inner child through you to embody this lightness of heart, of spirit, because this is what's going to help unlock your future, is what they're saying. That's interesting. I had a bird that just chirped really loudly as I said that. Confirmation. I don't know if you guys heard that, but yeah, so your higher self is coming through here. But what I was getting was this energy of something being returned with interest. And I'm almost getting this energy of like, it's almost like a parent or a mentor or some sort of authoritative figure in your life that's telling you, after all I've done for you, dot, 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 or the least you can do is dot, 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 dot. You know what I mean? And it's this idea of you being able to give them back something because they perceive they've given you so much of themselves, right? Whether that's through, and that's their own perception that I'm channeling right now, whether, and I don't think that is true. I don't think that is an accurate reflection of reality. And I think you do see that. I think this is part of, yeah, I was getting this from a channeling earlier, this manipulative type of energy. I'm also getting passive aggressive. I'm getting strings attached, like not doing something without expecting something in return, but it's unspoken. And they'll say like, oh, no, 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 I don't expect anything in return. No, 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 you don't have to do that. But then again, you know that it's expected, because if it doesn't get done, then something will get mentioned later on that will heavily imply the fact that they are, I'm hearing, displeased that something was not, an action was not taken, some form of like make good was not done based off of what they perceived they gave you and what they feel they did not receive in return. Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting strings attached. I'm seeing red strings between you and like another person's hand. And so they feel like, yeah, now I'm seeing puppet strings as well. Someone feeling like they have a hold on you, or they have a claim to you, or they have a right to pieces of you or parts to you because of all that they've given to you. And this is how they're perceiving themselves. Yeah. So in you, yeah, so your higher self is coming through to say that by you stepping out of this really serious responsibility type of energy, I don't know, like there's this, no, not responsibility, obligation. You felt obligatory towards a lot of things you've had to do, a lot of the ways that you've had to be, things that you've had to embody for the benefit of the people around you. And it's caused you to form this hard shell around yourself and around your heart that's now being cracked open and cracked through. And now you're stepping from this very serious, hardened energy to this very light, playful, whimsical energy that allows our higher self, you know, our inner child to come through. And for you, it's been quite a journey is what I'm hearing. It's been quite a quest, if we're circling back to where we started, you know, a couple of minutes ago, because I'm seeing like, I don't know why nautical metaphors always come through, but you're in this cruise ship, right? So just stay with me for a second. You're in this cruise ship and you are the captain, but you didn't realize you were the captain until recently. And so you have been in this cruise ship and it's massive and you've been heading in one direction, and you realize that you don't want to go where this cruise ship is headed. And so what you're doing now is you're like, wait, I'm the captain. Or this... Your higher self is funny. Your higher self is coming through. What is that, Moby Dick? Oh, Captain, my Captain. I'm hearing Dead Poet Society now. That's interesting. Those could have significance for you. I'm not too sure. My nose is itching though, so that's for somebody. That was so random. But anyway, you're realizing you are the captain of this cruise ship. You're like, I don't want to go in this direction. I'm going to turn this cruise ship around. Like, what the heck am I doing? I'm going to turn this cruise ship around, gosh darn it. And so you're turning this cruise ship around, but it's a cruise ship, right? It is massive. And so it is taking time. to be able to turn this great, ginormous, gigantic cruise ship around. But this is an undertaking that you are currently doing. And so I'm hearing to be really, really easy on yourself, because I think you have a tendency to be hard on yourself. Your higher self is bringing back what I was saying before, where you will downplay certain things that you do, especially if they're done really well. And you're like, it was nothing. Or like, I could have technically done this better. Or like, you will be the one to point out specific faults when someone praises you for something that you have done. And it's almost like this conditioning that your higher self is saying, no more. Like, we don't do that anymore. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. It's like you accept those compliments and those praises, and you're like, yeah, thank you. Actually, this is really, really good pasta. And like, it took me all day to make this dough by hand. And like this bechamel sauce, I don't even know if you put bechamel sauce in pasta. Well, just, I don't know, whatever the sauce is, like, yeah, this is really good. Like, thank you so much. It took several hours for me to put this together, but it was a labor of love. You know, being able to respond back with something that is not self-deprecating or downplaying yourself or pointing out faults, when objectively something is done really well by your hands, you know? And so I think that is definitely something that's coming through. But you're turning around a cruise ship. Holy cannoli. That is like huge. So you got to be really, really nice to yourself, okay? That's definitely what I'm getting here. So anyway, this channeling is what came through, and we'll read through it together. But this is kind of what I was talking about before, where it's this idea of strings being attached and people feeling like they are owed something because of you just existing and by what they feel they've done for you. So this is all about breaking free from that. Lending with interest. You do not owe anyone anything except the unabashed pursuit of what fills you with as much light as your being can carry. You do not owe anyone anything except the betterment of your life experience, and that betterment being according to no one else's standards but your own. You do not owe anyone anything except the work it takes to release yourself from the guilt of making your days something you're excited to live in again, wholly embodied and actually here again. What they don't see. This is how we mend a world fraying at the edges, torn open down the soft-bellied middle, by first healing yourself so they can see how the blueprint, the example, is executed. Revolutionaries are never accepted in the moment because they question, they challenge, they deconstruct what has been standing since ages and eras long gone. Only in looking back does the majority see the wisdom in those ahead of their families, communities, ahead of their time. There is always that uncomfortable middle where this kind of soul is called to staircase integrity up the spine and stand in opposition before the understanding dawns, before the appreciation touches down or the white flag is drawn. That time is most important, before the realization takes place. It commands a careful balance is struck between compassion and strength, where righteous grace accompanies fair, discerning power. Yes, there is always this time that shows just how much a soul has mastered within themselves. This is yours. And what I'm hearing, it's funny, your higher self is coming through again. First of all, they're saying like finger snaps. So like in the poetry community, like people will go like this when they're like, yeah, like sing it type of a thing. Your higher self is coming through with finger snaps. First and foremost, they wanted me to like be sure that I said that to you. I don't know why. The other thing that they're saying is this in between, this uncomfortable middle where Spirit was talking about this is where a soul shows just how much they've mastered within themselves, is because this is the time where you're dealing with people who don't share your vision, who don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, who sees what you're doing as complete madness. They're like, why are you painting flowers? you know what I mean? I'm seeing Alice in Wonderland painting the roses red or whatever. It's like they see you doing something that in their mind looks completely illogical. And I don't know why painting flowers came through, but just roll with me. Like anything, it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but it's like something that you know down deep inside of yourself that you're meant to do, or a way that you're meant to be in the world that other people just don't understand why that is. Yeah, star at the bottom of the deck here. And when you're called to be in interaction with those types of people who don't share your vision, who don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, that can be incredibly difficult because it can challenge us, especially if we haven't healed enough within ourselves, because suddenly we're thinking, is that we start to doubt a little bit, is what they're saying correct? Am I really this way? And we start to take their projections and we think, wow, do they have a point here? And spirit, your higher self is coming through to say, no, they don't. Like, and me personally, like Elizabeth is coming through to say, with all the love and with all the compassion, like, screw that type of behavior. That is not okay. That's not kosher, my friend. You know what I mean? So it's like, your higher self is coming through to say that you deserve much better than that. And you know that, but it's easy to get caught in the snares is what they're saying. So I'm seeing bear traps. So it's like you can logically understand, oh yeah, I'm going to take the higher road, totally know how to embody self-compassion and boundaries and love for other people, empathy without enabling, like, got it. And then when you're actually in this situation, I'm seeing these bear traps where you can easily get caught up in the moment and suddenly you're down the emotional rabbit hole and you're looking up and you're like, how did we even get here? Right? And so you're coming out of that cycle, though, is what I'm hearing. Confirmation, my thing just, whatever, my bracelet just hit against the thing. You're coming out of this cycle is what your higher self is saying, to where you're not triggered as easily by other people like you used to be. Yeah, Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck as I say that. But there are still tendencies for you to get drawn back in, is what I'm hearing. So they're saying this is the time that makes you, is what I'm hearing them say. This is the time that makes you, because whenever you have those conversations, each conversation matters. Each conversation matters. They're saying no one conversation is insignificant. How you handle yourself in each interaction compounds itself upon one another, and those are seeds that are planted. And they're saying even if these people, and it's hard, this is going to be really hard to hear, because even if these people will never truly understand you within this lifetime, it may be a future lifetime that this comes to fruition within them, that this blooms within them. But at least the process is starting now, your higher self is saying, because of what you're doing, because of the bravery you're choosing to act in, because of the because you're choosing to stand in integrity, like Spirit was saying, like staircasing integrity up your spine, or however Spirit phrased it. But you're standing in the authority of your authenticity and your truth and your integrity. And by you having the bravery to do this, it is causing something to stir within the people around you, for better or for worse. And within this lifetime, you may never get that appreciation from someone, or someone telling them they're proud of you, is what I'm hearing, or someone saying, like, I'm really impressed with how you did this. I'm really impressed with how you executed X, Y, and Z. You may never hear certain things that you've always been wanting to hear from particular people in your life within this lifetime, but your higher self is saying that's why you incarnated. It's like, this is part of what your soul does for other people, and this is part of your soul's makeup at the DNA level. You do this for other people and you trigger other people in order for them to be able to evolve, whether it be now, whether it's later. That's all in divine timing. That's between them and Spirit, between them and Source, Divine Creator, between them and God. All you can do is be able to act as the thing that helps them potentially. Yeah, it's like you're almost like rubbing something uncomfortable within them, or you're getting them to see a certain part of themselves that they're not comfortable with. Yeah, I'm also seeing too, like this could be really relevant for a parent figure in your life as well, because what I'm seeing as well is it's like these parent figures, or we'll just use that as an example, this parent figure has attached part of their self-worth and identity to them being a parent to you, and therefore how you perform is a direct reflection on their worth. And that's why they're so enwrapped, is what I'm hearing, in what you do, or they're so like there's some sort of like keeping tabs energy here. Like, spirit, what is this? It's like needing to know. Yeah, there's like this needing to know energy, because it's almost like I need to be able to show other people, I need to be able to show society that I have fulfilled my role, my duty as a parent, because my identity is wrapped up in being a parent and in my child hitting certain goals or markers within their lives. That's a reflection and a judgment on my self-worth, on my validity as a human being. Wow, that is really tough to be able to live with that type of belief system. And I'm hearing for a lot of you, there is at least one parent figure in your life. And again, that was just an example. Take that if it's, a grandparent or any type of authoritative figure, a mentor in your life. Maybe not a mentor, because that's meant to be a healthy relationship, but this is definitely coming through. And to think, and this is where I think Spirit was talking about how this is the uncomfortable time that is the most important, that truly marks like how much you as a soul have mastered within yourself, is because you're dealing with people who you have to act with strength and boundaries and embody a King of Swords energy, but at the same time with compassion. Because for someone to live with that type of a heavy burden, how painful, how incredibly painful must that be? How much turmoil must that person live with for that, all of that to be hanging on a thread? It's like they're trying to base their identity off of something that they can't even control, because it's another person's free will that's in here. Do you see what I mean? Like, they don't understand that sense of autonomy within themselves, and honoring that within someone else. It's like this like enmeshed type of behavior that's manifesting here. That's really interesting. So we had the 5 of Wands coming through here, and this was in reverse. What else do we have? We have the Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. We also had the 8 of Cups. This was in reverse as well. And then we had the 7 of Wands. Yeah. Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Can I get clarification on this 8 of Cups in reverse, please? Thank you. Thank you. King of Cups. Nice. 4 of Wands. Nice. Oh my goodness, you have learned the lesson. Let's freaking go. Yes. 8 of Cups, normally talking about walking away from something, from feeling like something is not serving us, and so we're in the pursuit of something better. So internally you have understood that, you're taking on King of Cups, all about emotional mastery is how I interpret this card, and being able to embody this strength, but also, and Spirit's showing this to me as almost like this energy of Lakshmi. Lakshmi, oh my gosh, such a beautiful energy, a beautiful goddess to work with. The 4 of Wands coming through here, it's like strength, and strength through the King of Cups, and then compassion through the 4 of Wands here. Knowing that everything is working in divine timing, and you are on your right path. You're going at the exact speed that you need to, and you're on the exact right path itself. Some people don't even see that, they don't even acknowledge, or they may think that you're on the wrong path altogether, but you see that you're actually on your highest timeline, even if other people can't acknowledge that or can't see that themselves. Can I also get clarification of this 5 of Wands in reverse? Thank you. Anything else? No. Knight of Swords. Yeah, you're like, I'm out of here. Save your drama for your mama is what I just heard. Interesting. I can't tell if that was your higher self or if it was spirit. Your higher self said it was them. Interesting. They're the star of the show today. Hey, whatever works. So yeah, Knight of Swords. It's like you're seeing all of this discord amongst you. It's like I'm seeing talking heads all around you, and it's like I'm saying this. No, I'm saying this. I'm saying this. Da, 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 da. It's like this very much like people trying to one up each other. I'm more impressive. No, I'm more impressive. Look at what I did. No, no, no. Look at this accolade or this accomplishment. My gosh. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. It's like people talking over each other, people trying to be more impressive than the other. And you're just like on your white horse, just like, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I don't even want to engage in this conversation or engage in this type of paradigm, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, then we have the World down at the very bottom. You're taking back your power, your authority. I think it's interesting too, when I picked these cards up, I didn't pick up everything. So we have the Knight of Wands and the Star here as well. So you're definitely in a period of your life where your inner child is wanting to come through and wanting to play. And your higher self is that bridge that's helping them come through, because that's leading to your, like I was saying before, your highest timeline, your inner wish fulfillment is what I'm getting as well. Everything that you could ever want. And you're doing this in a very authoritative way. Again, I'm seeing all this discord around this man, and he's just kind of like whack-a-mole. He's like, no, not today. That's what I'm hearing. Not today. You will not steal my peace today. You will not steal my sovereignty today. You may have in the past, but gone are the days. No more will I take this type of behavior. Yeah. And it's almost like you telling, if we're going to keep with the parent figure example, it's like you telling that, you know how parents always tell us like, oh, when you're older, you'll understand. It's like spiritually, there's something about you have mastered this type of lesson that your parent's soul is learning right now. And so it's almost like your higher self is telling your parents' higher self, in time, you will understand. Because it's almost like you have mastered this particular soul that they're still working through. So you have a higher vantage point and a higher understanding that they can't quite grasp right now. And so you're planting seeds that, again, might not take fruition in this lifetime. It may be in a future lifetime, but their higher self is thanking you. I'm seeing them going like this and saying thank you. So even if your 3D avatar parent figure doesn't have the emotional maturity to be able to tell you what you deserve to hear from them, and the validation that you deserve to be recognized for from them, their higher self is saying thank you so incredibly much for acting as this role within my life, because you are helping me grow in ways that I would not have been able to grow otherwise. Wow. I'm almost wanting to cry. Wow, this is really really beautiful energy. Okay, anyway, I think we're just gonna call it. We're just gonna call it there. Anyway, it was such an honor, my lovely, beautiful souls, to be able to sit in your energy and hopefully helping just a little bit as we continue walking each other home back to ourselves. So I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.